Hi Taurus, welcome to your weekly tarot message. So this week I'll be doing something a little bit different. I'll be giving you an intuitive message about love, relationship, and matters of the heart, and then I'll also pull one tarot card with a message for your sign. And Taurus, I feel like matters of the heart in this period of time are just confusing for the majority of you. I feel like some of you don't know what to do with both existing relationships and even with your own being. It's like not being at peace, not being, sure, convinced, in following through with one direction. I feel like some of you that are in existing relationships, you have a lot to contemplate, a lot to consider, a lot to reflect upon, but it's very scattered during this time. It might be that the more you think, the less you know. That's kind of that vibration circling around you. Some of you should be careful not to be making decisions, that are hasty or influenced by others. Like, I feel like some of you might be listening too much to outer voices and advice and not taking some time to consider if that's really about you, if that's really about your desires and what you want to do with relationships. Because I feel like some of you, especially Taurus, that are in relationships and maybe considering if you should leave them or stay, if you are asking for that advice, I feel like, again, you might be influenced in making a decision that might not resemble what you truly want. So be careful with allowing, outer expectations to define how you want your relationships to go and ultimately how you want your life to be as well. Be careful to not put your happiness in the hands of others, because you might get disappointed or they might just not be what you're about. I feel like some of you are also in this process of self-discovery of what you are about, and this takes time, and I feel like some of you are putting yourselves under a lot of pressure, to define things that, you're not meant to define yet. There's a sense of allowing things to be to unravel themselves, to be revealed to you gradually, slowly, to allow the timing. It's like to honor and respect your own inner timing, right? To allow things to bloom into your life in terms of love and relationships. Because for Taurus that are single and currently not having much activity with other people in terms of love in their lives, I feel like there's a lot here to discover about you, about your nature, about where you want to go ahead in terms of your future, that is indicative of as well where you should be heading in terms of your future love experiences. So some of you, your love, let's say your love prospects of what might come next into your life depends quite a lot in, it's kind of connected with what you decide to do with your life, right? In terms of your career, goals, dreams, aspirations, where you're going next in that kind of stage, and it's like where's the next step, right, of your journey. And that step is important as well to understand the step that your love life will take. I do feel like you have a lot to consider. And you shouldn't dismiss the importance of taking that consideration seriously. I feel like some of you might be questioning as well your own selves, like, maybe I'm being silly, maybe this doesn't matter, why am I listening to all these thoughts and emotions, and how I feel doesn't make sense. I feel like some of you are trying as well to define in a very, logical, critical point of view your own process, and this might sometimes make you suppress how you truly feel, your inner voice, your intuitive, the intuitive grasp that you have about what your heart wants and needs, and as well of those you are involved with. Because I also feel like for other Taurus that are connected with someone, sometimes there are experiences that go beyond words, and I feel like some of you Taurus are kind of connected at a very deep subconscious level with those you love. And so even if there's not open communication, even if there's not, currently this upfront expression of how both of you feel about each other, I feel like deep down and deep down you're able to connect with this person. You're able to understand them if you kind of connect with them in a more heart-to-heart form, in a more intuitive form than logical one. I feel like there's this very deep bond for some of you Taurus that is like unspoken, and that might be as well playing some important part in what's coming up here in terms of your love experiences. So do not let yourself down, Taurus. I feel like you might be very some of you are dragged into your own depressive or pessimistic energy. Be careful with that. Yes, exactly. The 5 of Cups. So 5 of Water. This is an energy of grief, disappointment, frustration, things not happening, as you emotionally projected they would, this card says things don't occur as expected. To not see the bright side of a situation and crying over spilled milk. Again, be careful to not allow that negative energy to pull you where you're not meant to be. I feel like some of you are not meant to be in this place of negative focus. I feel like you have been there probably too already or too long, and it's time to focus on the bright future you want to create more than on the losses of the past. Some of you, there's this notion of grief, right? Some grief or grievance over things you have lost along the way, and take proper time again to, yes, contemplate and nourish your wounds and nourish your own being, and listen to those feelings. Do not deny the importance, but don't be defined or allow your love life to be defined just by what happened previously, because then you are defining most likely how you see as well present and future opportunities in terms of affection and development of relationships. So I hope you have a great week. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of October, I have 2 specials going on. So if you'd like to know more info about that or any other of my tarot services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is down below. So once again, I hope you have a great week, and hopefully we'll see each other soon.